Hey everyone, as you might know, my TikTok account was hacked on Friday, and as you can imagine, I was pretty frustrated at the time, pretty angry. um, 2 years of work, videos, um, building up quite a large following, and it's all been taken away. Basically what happened was I was sent an email from what I thought was TikTok, saying that I've now qualified for a blue tick, and I had to go through this process, click on a link, put in my login details. Now normally I wouldn't fall for something like this, but I don't know what was happening with me that day, but they got all of my login details and have basically taken my account off me. So my account is still there. All of my videos are still there on TikTok, but they have full control of it. I cannot gain access to it. They've put a new password in, a new email, a new phone number, all of the login processes you have to go through with TikTok. They've changed, so I can't get into my account. TikTok have been no help whatsoever. They seem to protect the abuser and don't help the victim. But it is what it is. The following day I woke up, and to be honest with you, I felt lighter. It was getting a bit much, and I'll be honest with you, my focus was being taken away from why I started doing this, on World AIDS Day 2023, why I started sharing my journey with HIV online. It was starting to be more focused on followers and views and trends and having to post every day, and it was just relentless, and it was getting too much. And the following day, I don't know, I just woke up feeling a lot lighter, free from that burden, because it was starting to feel like that. It was starting to feel like a burden, having to post every day instead of, I don't know, it was just getting too much. And I think it's kind of like a blessing in disguise. My videos are still up there, so hopefully, they will help someone along the way and just show that you can live a normal life with HIV, which is what I wanted to show in the beginning. I kind of feel I got it wrong a little bit. Not wrong, but I was solely focused on showing that you could be fit, strong and healthy with HIV, and I was kind of viewing that as truly thriving with this virus. And that is important. Your physical health is important, there's no doubt about that. But when I was out with my son yesterday, and whenever we get the opportunity, we go out and we go on our little adventures together. Sometimes all of us as a family, and sometimes it's just me and David. But it refocused me, recentered me, of what thriving is all about, and what living well with this virus is. And it to me, it's functioning just like anybody else, even though we have this virus, showing that you can live a normal life. That, I'm married. I've been married for 22 years. We've gone through our issues like anybody else does. We've had our problems, but we've pushed through it, we've worked through it. I've got 5 children. When I was diagnosed with HIV, I was a self-employed window cleaner, but I gave all that up when I got diagnosed with HIV, and I wanted to do something else. My goal when I started sharing my journey with HIV online was to, one day, my dream was to work with people that are newly diagnosed with HIV, and now I am living that dream. as some as you know, I was working at a place called Teen Challenge, working with people who are struggling with addiction, something I struggled with for 26 years. That door is closed now, and now I am going to be starting a job on the 15th of July, working with people who are newly diagnosed with this virus, newly diagnosed with HIV, and hopefully helping them navigate through what can be, you know, for most, a very traumatic time. You know, I remember when I was diagnosed, I thought that my life was over. But over a period of time, I realised that wasn't the case. You know, that all we have to do is take one tablet a day, which manages the virus and keeps us alive. But what does it mean to thrive, you know, to live well? And I'm still figuring that out to a certain degree, but yesterday it's like something clicked in my head when I was out with my son, and I thought, this is what thriving is all about. It's about the connections with people, with family, with friends, work colleagues, you know, and living as though I don't have this virus. And most of the time I don't think about it really. You know, even when I'm doing posts on Instagram or TikTok when I had my account, or YouTube, you know, the only times I really think about having HIV is when I go to the clinic every 6 months. That's it. That's the only time I really sort of ponder on it, and it sort of really reminds me that I am actually living with this. You know, even today, you know, 4 years on from my diagnosis. So, yeah, what seemed like a disaster on Friday when my account was taken off of me, I think turned out to be a bit of a blessing in disguise. I'm still going to post on Instagram, on YouTube, and I think that's more manageable. TikTok is just relentless, and I won't be going back on it. Even if my account for some reason was given back to me by this person, whoever they are, I don't think I'd take it. I'm glad this has happened, because it has refocused me and reminded me of why I started doing this, and that is to help the person, the individual, to show them, whoever you are, if you've just been diagnosed with HIV, that you can live such an amazing life, even though you've got HIV. You know, you really can. I'm living a life now that I could have only dreamed about 4 years ago. I was so lost 4 years ago, you know, deep in addiction. You know, my marriage was in a real bad spot. But HIV gave me the kick up the arse, excuse my language, but gave me the kick up the backside that I needed at that time. And my faith as well. You know, I know not everybody believes what I believe, and I wouldn't force my faith on anyone, you know, that never works. But my relationship with God, the time I spend with God every single morning, you know, it's what I'm going to do in a minute. You know, I pray in the morning and I read my Bible, and it's what has kept me strong and is the foundation on what I build everything on, you know, what I've built everything on over the past 4 years, and that is what keeps me strong. It's what is my rock, is my faith, and my love for God. And even if all of this stuff was stripped away, you know, would that be enough? My relationship with God, and yes, it would. You know, I know, like I say, not everyone believes in what I believe, but you know, you haven't experienced what I've experienced over the past 4 years. And you know, I was brought up in a Christian home, but I lived my mum and dad's faith for a long time, and I've discovered my own faith over the past 4 years, and how important it is to me, that connection with God. And it just shows as well, you know, HIV can affect anyone. There's so many people out there that I've spoken to over the past 4 years that think that HIV is just a gay disease and that it can only affect a certain group of people, and it's so untrue. You know, HIV is a virus. It does not discriminate between sexes or what colour you are, or if you're a person of faith or not. You know, and that's what I want to show as well, that HIV isn't a virus that just affects one group of people. That's absolute nonsense. It's a virus that can touch anyone's life if it's given the opportunity. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you today, of what's been happening with my account on TikTok. I wanted to give you a proper explanation of that. It's still up there, like I say. The person even contacted me through WhatsApp and tried to sell me my account back, which I politely told them no. You can keep it, do whatever you please with it. I will not be paying to get my own content back. So yes, I wanted to share that with you guys today. I'm going out with David again today to the British Transport Museum, so I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend.